Hi, my name is Kendra. Welcome to my channel, Amber Moon. Um, I recently had some back problems, so I am out of work and decided I was going to start a channel for doing tarot readings. It's not something that I thought I would be doing, but here I am. So, with being physically limited for a while, you guys will probably see a lot of me. I'm very uncomfortable on camera, so you probably won't be seeing me. You'll be seeing my hands and seeing the cards. I do apologize for my appearance today because I was just not feeling it, and that's just the way it is. So a little bit about me, a little history. I have been reading tarot since I was 15. I will be 40 this year, so that's kind of intimidating and a little scary, but all good, all good. So mainly I want to focus on relationship and love readings. I may do something later down the line with something else, but right now my main focus is love readings and trying to get information for those that are separated from, their partner or whoever they're interested in and got their eye on, trying to get messages on their behalf. So we'll see how this goes. But I want to say thank you for viewing the videos, if you decide to view the videos, and liking and sharing. So I guess we'll kind of just get into it. One of my favorite decks here is the Tarot of Sexual Magic. I find the messages here to be very intense, and it's definitely a non-traditional deck, but I really enjoy this deck very much. And those of you that are a little squeamish or cannot handle sexual images, then this is definitely not the channel or deck for you. I do not read from the book because, the book is just kind of a guideline of where the creator and the artists were and when they were creating the deck and the messages that they were trying to get across with that. But I find that the messages that I receive just from the images on the cards is more than enough, and I don't really agree really with what they deem the messages for each card to be. I am very much a visual person, so I go off of the images and kind of what comes to me with those images. So that is the Tarot of Sexual Magic. I'll also be frequently working with the Lover's Path Tarot, which is quite a big deck, fairly large. I kind of don't like the size, but I love the images. The images are absolutely gorgeous and stunning, and they're more the softer side, so this will be more of like the hopes when it comes to your hopes within whatever connection that you have. But I do find that I'm really drawn to the images on these. Sorry about that. So they're kind of traditional in the sense of they kind of follow the Rider Waite in regards to how they're illustrated. But I like the fact that it covers couples throughout history. So we can get the masculine and feminine vibes with this deck. And again, the messages are a lot softer than that of the Tarot of Sexual Magic. So those are these. And that, again, is the Lover's Path Tarot. And I absolutely love this deck. It's kind of hard to shuffle, but I really like using it. My absolute favorite deck, and when I'm doing generals in regards to relationships and whatnot, I'm most likely going to be using this deck. It is called the Vice Versa Tarot, and I think the creator of this was phenomenal in creating this deck, and I'm so ecstatic to have it. I saw it, just absolutely had to have it. I actually saw it on Intuitive Pathways. Miss Veronica Ray. I absolutely love her. I subscribe to her channel, and she's kind of the reason I decided I wanted to start doing this. I've done a few private readings with her as well. So I think that it is super awesome that, she's very supportive of the people in her groups that are interested in tarot and interested in starting their own channel. She's a very supportive person, and I wanted to give her a shout out to her because I wouldn't even be attempting this if it wasn't for information that I gleaned from her. So, and the fact that she recommended this deck, and I'm absolutely in love with it. So for those of you who don't know, the Vice Versa Tarot is a double-sided deck. So the great thing about this is that instead of doing reversals, there are no reversals. You have side 1 and side 2 pretty much. But it also, as a reader, it gives me the underlying of where situations may have been prior to the front of the card that we're currently reading in the reading. So it kind of gives me, anyway, that's just the way I read them. It gives me kind of a little bit of insight in regards to where the energies might have been prior to starting the reading. So I really love that, and thank you again, Veronica, for recommending this deck, because it's my absolute favorite. And again, I've been reading since I was 15, so it is absolutely my absolute favorite deck. Another deck that I will be using, and again, that's the Vice Versa Tarot, and the creator of this, I can't even get into it. It's like I got goosebumps. It's a beautiful deck, and if you don't have it, I highly suggest getting it. Again, it is a double-sided deck, and it's super awesome. Another one I'm going to be working with, and this is a new deck to me, and I've done some private readings for family and friends with these, and they are quite dark, but I do like them. I don't like the quality of the paper of the cards. I get paper cuts, which kind of sucks, but anyway, they are called the Haunted House Tarot. So here's the box for those. Oops, and the book. So the messages in the book for this one, like I do tend to read the book because I want to see where the artists and the creators were, and what line they were thinking along when they created their decks, and that kind of, like, especially with oracle cards, I kind of tend to read the book because I want to know, what messages that the author and creator have decided to put through the cards. But also, I don't use the books during readings because I don't always find that the messages in the books are accurate to the energies. So I did read this, and it's super cool. But again, it's called the Haunted House Tarot, and it is a new deck to me. I did order it on Amazon. And it has, I'm sorry about the lighting, it has it has darker messages within the deck, but this is the back side. I don't really care for the quality of the card, because when you do a lot of readings, you can get paper cuts from them, but I do like them in regards to addressing the fears within relationship readings, because it kind of gives me a better understanding of why the situations are happening the way they're happening, or why we're viewing the negative side of things the way that we're viewing the negative side of things. So I do really like this deck, and other than the quality of the paper, but as you can see, lighting. As you can see, the images are quite darker than that of most tarot decks. And again, this is not a traditional deck at all. It is very much so a darker deck. And I find that it has a lot of hinting towards, what is it? What do you call that? To different, like, horror genre movies and that type of thing. So there's like a card in here that really reminded me of The Shining. So I really do like this deck. I usually only really work with it around Halloween, but because of the darker side of relationships and the underlying issues that may be arising, I think this is a really good deck to get that fear-based energy and see where we are with the energies in regards to the fears of relationship issues. So that again is the Haunted House Tarot deck. And I will be working with a couple oracle decks. Excuse me, I cannot speak today. So I have the Fairy Oracle. I have literally had this oracle since I was, I want to say 18. It was a gift from an ex, and I know, like, whatever, but I'm still really good friends with my ex. And it was a gift, and I absolutely love this deck. And again, it's on the lighter side, so with it's on the more loving side. It's more of a brighter deck. which is really cool. I really love the butterflies on the back of this deck. I haven't worked with it in a while, but uh, I do when like on my daily readings for myself. Like I draw an oracle every day, and this is one that I frequently use. I haven't used these in quite a while for personal readings, but as you can see, like they are very bright, and the messages on them are definitely on the lighter side. So these are absolutely stunning cards. Again, they're on the bigger side, which make it a little harder for me to shuffle because I have tiny hands. But as you can see, the imagery is quite delicate and quite light. So these would be more like advice cards or energy type cards that I will be using. Another deck that I'm very fond of is the Celtic Dragon Tarot. I really like these because they look like they were hand drawn. Now, the quality of the cards really isn't that great. Sorry, I had the box upside down. And it comes with this huge book. And this book not only has like the creator's information about the cards, but it also has several different spreads that you can use in regards. So if you're just learning tarot and you're looking for new spreads, this is actually a really good deck because it has quite a few in it, and I really enjoy some of the spreads in here. Most of my spreads are my own, but I do use some of the spreads in this as well. But again, the paper quality of the cards really isn't that great. It's not as bad as the Haunted House Tarot. It's not as bad as those, but it is still on that rougher side and thinner type paper. So this is the back side of the cards. And these, they're absolutely stunning. The images on these are absolutely stunning. And they all look hand-drawn. But they all have some type of dragon in them, which is really cool. I really like the messages that I get with these. It's kind of almost like that dream kind of aspect when you look at the images on the card. I'm sorry, that one is kind of, there we go. So it's more that dreamy kind of aspect. So I really like these in regards to relationship readings. And last but not least, I will be using my absolute favorite deck. It's like an oracle deck, but I am a huge fan of fairies, and Amy Brown is absolutely my favorite fairy artist of all time, and there are quite a few out there, but it comes with this extensive hardback book in this beautiful box. So they're very well protected. But as you can see, like her artwork is just phenomenal. And I find that these closely mirror the messages of the tarot cards, like with the way that they're drawn and just kind of the messages that come through with the cards. So I will be making comparisons to, like, if I draw a card and it mimics that of the tower, then I will, reference the tower and so forth. But this deck is absolutely my favorite oracle deck ever of all time. And the images on these are just stunning. And now I've had these literally since I was 15. Sorry, I'm a little itchy today. So this is the back side of the cards, and they are absolutely stunning. I love these cards. But like this card here, just the image of this card here, it kind of gives me that Eight of Swords kind of vibe, and also the Hanged Man kind of vibe. So it just depends on what other cards come out around it. But as you can see, like, they are very detailed. They are very elegant cards. But I do love the messages behind them. Like this, to me, she kind of reminds me of the Empress. She's earthy, she's grounded, she's in her element, she's absolutely stunning, and she's strong. You can tell just in the image that she's strong. So this, to me, is kind of like the Empress. And this one, oh my gosh, I love this card. It is my absolute favorite card. And if you know anything about chakras and all of that, so this reminds me of the first chakra and that type of energy, but it's very fiery, very, very fiery. And I absolutely love this card. Um, it's like breaking out and breaking free and breaking chains and blazing ahead. Like I really love the imagery and the messages behind these cards. So these will be the main decks that I'll be using. I do have other decks that I'll incorporate later, but these specific decks will be the ones that I mostly focus on in readings. Hi, Kono. There's my kitty. So I hope you guys enjoy the readings, and those will be coming up soon. I just wanted to kind of get my face seen and all that. Sorry about with my appearance. I am wearing my oldest hoodie ever. Yeah, but it's kind of like a comfy blanket to me. It's like a security thing because I don't like being on camera. So I'm going to do my best to engage where you can actually see me. But there's going to be times where I'm not going to be comfortable doing that. So I do want you to know that when I am doing readings that you will be seeing my shuffle. I will pre-shuffle and kind of talk about the general energies that I'm feeling for that day. If I decide to do, I'd say a lot, so I apologize. So if I decide to do astrological readings, so using the sun signs, that will pertain only to sun, moon, and rising. I don't do Venus or any of that other stuff. It makes it way too complicated to try to focus in on energies. I won't be doing mass readings where I'm doing all of the signs at the same time. Because of the way that I receive information, it gets to be too much, and I don't want to tax myself when I'm just starting out brand new on a channel. So when I do those readings, it will be one sign at a time, and they'll be extensive readings. So we'll be looking at things like the past energies. We'll be looking at things like the heart space and where you are in your heart space, and where your partner or significant other or the person that you're interested in is heart space. What fears are driving the conflicts, that type of thing, and what advice is needed in the situation, and kind of like a conclusion as to what it's looking like in the near future for those relationships and those connections. So that's kind of how I'm going to break things down. And again, you will see my shuffles, and feel free to ask questions or leave comments in the description boxes. And so I look forward to doing these readings for you guys. I definitely enjoy doing readings and connecting with people. So I'm reaching out, and it's a little uncomfortable, but I think in the long run it'll be a really good thing. So welcome to my channel. And I hope that it is insightful, and I hope that it is entertaining, because it is an entertainment type channel. And I want you to always remember that tarot readings are exactly that, tarot readings. Like, it's not a cut and dried, this is how it needs to be, this is what you should do type of thing. If you're looking for that, then you're on the wrong channel. I get information, I give the information. Even if it's harsh information, you're going to hear it. Because I believe that all the messages that come through are important. So if I'm connecting with a certain energy and it needs to be said, it's going to be said, even if it's on the darker side. These readings should not replace any kind of psychological help that you may need, or replace that of a therapist or anything like that. Again, if you're looking for that type of thing, you are definitely on the wrong channel. And basically we're here just to have fun, and maybe get some messages that you might not get on your own. So I hope that you enjoy them, and I will see you guys soon.